Hello, Gremolinos. It is I, Catherine, your favorite asthmatic, mostly 10-fingered video maker. I don't know. Am I a booktuber? Can someone tell me if they consider me a booktuber or not so that I know if I should call myself that or not? I just don't know. Like, I don't know if I should define myself as a booktuber. I feel like I only do book videos, but can someone officially be like, yes, Catherine, you are a booktuber, and then I'll know. But I'm here. It is January 2nd. It is right near the end of my, well, it is the end of my workday. Not exactly right after the end of my workday, but a little bit after my workday. I am here because, one, I'm gonna be reading some stuff. And two, I want to bring you along for at least like one thing we're doing this weekend. I don't know if I'll be able to bring you into the event space, but like, we'll see. So I just decided I would film. But today is very goofy. So, again, it's the 2nd of January, which is strange if you work certain jobs because like I didn't have work yesterday. I was off yesterday, but I'm back for Friday. Like I was back for all of Friday, but now I'm off for the weekend. Like it's so strange to me that that's the setup of like the week. And it's really throwing me off. I'm really tired. Also, I'm gonna cough a lot in any clips I film today. Again, asthmatic. My asthma comes with coughing. I had to do a lung test. What's it called? Like pulmonary, it has a name. I actually don't remember what it's called. But it's basically a test to see how my lungs and my breathing are. And I had to do that during my lunch break today. And I am still very tired, even though it's been hours. I did that. Krista very nicely brought me Taco Bell to eat at my desk since my entire lunch was spent at the doctor's office. I actually was supposed to have the appointment later in the day, but they had to move stuff around and it worked out great that they bumped me up. So I did that. And now that my work day is over and I can relax a little, the idea behind this vlog is to read books that I got for Christmas. And you might be thinking, oh wow, that's probably like a lot of things, right? No. So I did get some books, though I've actually read some of them already. So Krista gifted me a number of like holiday sapphic romances that I did a vlog about in like November, December. Those were for my birthday. And then she bought me some additional books that I like read already or read outside of a vlog. But I have one book from her that was like a Christmas birthday gift. Things came at different times, so I just opened them whenever they arrived. So I'm including a book that Krista got me. My parents got me a book that I actually requested, and I will explain why when we get to that book. And then my in-laws, like Krista's sister, she and her husband technically got me 2 books that apparently were on an Amazon wishlist I had completely forgotten about. So I'm going to be reading the ones that they got me first because they're kind of in theme with each other. So the first book in this vlog is going to be When the Reckoning Comes, which I added to that list. I think I don't even know when I added it. And I'm not going to get into how it got on that list. Actually, I kind of will. So I saw this on Kindle Unlimited at one point and like saved it. And I didn't realize that somehow Kindle, like the Kindle account is linked to a wish list. I had no idea. And so it was just like putting anything I saved as like a look at later on that wish list. I had no idea. So this wound up on that wish list and I left it there because I was like, oh yeah, I'll get to that eventually. And she got it for me. So I will be reading this. I am very curious. I don't want to tell you too much, so I'll probably hold off until I actually start reading it. But this is set in the South. I will tell you that. And it does go into like segregation in the South. But I remember someone read this ages ago and I was like, oh, that sounds so interesting. So this is the first book I'm going to read and then we'll get into the next book after that. But I thought I would at least start the vlog so that I had this clip to go off of. I'm wearing one of my favorite oversized sweatshirts. This is from Beetlejuice the Musical, which is my second favorite iteration of Beetlejuice. The first being the animated series, Beetlejuice the Animated Series, perfection. But I love the musical and we went and saw it a little while ago and Krista got me this sweatshirt and it's very cozy and it's freezing today. Actually, it's below freezing. It's only like 9 degrees right now. So I am bundled up in this sweatshirt. But yeah, so I'm gonna go because I do need to reheat dinner. We're just having leftovers and then we're gonna relax for the rest of the night because I had a pretty busy day with the doctor's appointment and you know, it's the 2nd of January. Staffing is always weird everywhere. And then Krista technically had today off, but she had to go into the office. It was like a whole thing. And so she is very tired because she like had to handle some stuff and is like was planning out her week for next week. So yeah, just a lot of stuff, but tomorrow will be fun. and you'll get to come with us. And at least if you don't get to come into the thing, I will show you the stuff that we get, and that will make sense tomorrow. I know I'm leaving you kind of in like a nebulous state, but again, theme of this vlog is just going to be books that I received. I believe overall these books are all going to be mystery thrillers. Maybe one of them is horror. I think When the Reckoning Comes is like thriller horror. Does it say? 2 of them may technically be horror. It just is fiction, so yeah. I think they fall within the like thrilling fiction, creepy fiction, that kind of thing. 2 of them, and I know 2 of them. I did 3. 2 of them, and then 2 are mysteries. So those are the hints I will give you. This is just gonna be like a goofy little vlog, because I want to film this before I do Winterween, and I just thought like, oh, why don't I read the books that I got for Christmas? So really it's just 4 books. I did get some comic books and a graphic novel, but I have already read those. I just like read them real quick because I just wanted to check them out. And then I have some birthday books I haven't read, but I'm saving those. You'll see why. So yeah, I am gonna go. I'm just rambling now. I'm so sorry for this long intro clip, but I will see you probably not until tomorrow, Gremolinos, when we do the thing and the stuff. And I'm gonna have on a fun outfit. Might even wear some jewelry besides my wedding band. You know, might do something fun. All right, see you tomorrow.
Couture.
Oh, there you go. Hi, Gremolinos. You're tipping. Can I put you here? Ah, perfect. So it is Saturday. It's Saturday afternoon now. It's almost 1.
Yeah, 1.
But we went downtown because this pastry place,
Frosted Couture,
yes, was doing their official grand opening this weekend. They did a soft open already, so we've had some of their stuff. But we went today because they were gonna have extra stuff. So I got a London Fog latte, which is good. Krista got to try and she doesn't like it. It really just tastes like Harney's, I think it's Harney's, tea. She's over here. Ta-da! There we go. This is Han Solo's dice, if you notice the thing hanging. But yeah, hers just really tastes like tea. But mine is good. It tastes like lavender, so of course I like it. But I wanted to try my macaron before we went into the thing.
We're getting barbecue for lunch.
Yes, there's a barbecue place downtown that is never open when we're around, and it's open today, so we're getting barbecue. All right.
It's a vanilla.
Yes, it says vanilla. It's bright. It's like pistachio green,
Lord, how am I supposed to get out of my car, dude?
Someone just parked like right on top of us. Okay.
You don't care?
No, they don't.
You're gonna hit my car.
She's gonna hit the car. All right, we're gonna try this while we're sitting here. Oh no. Oh, this is terrible.
Oh no.
I can't wait it. I can't. It's unbiteable. Sorry, that's probably really gross. I can't wait through it.
Ugh.
I can't.
I can't do it. You have better teeth than me.
It's so hard.
That's a no on the macaroons.
Oh, this is so bad. It was $3.50.
It was.
Oh, it's so hard. Ugh.
We've already had their cinnamon rolls. So
the cinnamon rolls were good. And we have a really fancy one.
I can't believe this.
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to get out. We have a really fancy one that's like cinnamon strawberry crunch. Oh my god, that was terrible. That hurt my teeth so much.
Right on the line. Who the fuck parks right on the line? Perplexed. Sorry. Sorry, Gremolinos. I apologize. I don't have a lot of sleep. My tether is shorter than it normally is. Well, I wish you all peace and love and joy.
I almost broke my teeth on that macaroon. We're like trapped in this parking spot.
Very sorry.
It's fine. I'm leaving it in, but oh my goodness. So I didn't even realize you were opening the door. Okay, we're gonna go get barbecue. That will be good. It's called Holy Smokes.
Yep.
It's really good. I always get brisket. It's delicious. And their cornbread is really good. Their cornbread is better than Dinosaur Barbecue's cornbread. I said it. I doubt any of you are gonna fight me in that discussion, but we're gonna go. Yeah. Ow. Oh, that actually really hurt my teeth. I also wore my retainers last night, so my teeth are sensitive.
I can't even back out.
Oh, ow. Okay, we're gonna go. Sorry that was like the grossest food trying thing in the world. That was so bad. So bad. I really like the macaroons at our grocery store. And they're not that painful. Alright, talk to you later. Sometime later today. Since I showed you that sad macaroon, please behold barbecue. We have brisket, we have cornbread, we have potato salad, we have broccoli salad, and Carolina Gold barbecue sauce. And I'm
try it?
having coffee in my newest mug that Krista and Chloe picked out for me. It's so fun. All right, we're gonna have lunch. And then at some point today I should probably read. I haven't read anything yet.
We're doing downstairs work in the room.
Oh yeah, we have to move a bunch of furniture. So I'm not reading today. I take it back.
Tonight. You can read tonight.
Sure, maybe. All right, I'm gonna eat. I'm really hungry. Hello, Gremolinos. I am upstairs by myself. Well, I have all the dogs. Krista is finishing up a football game. We watched some TV and like took a nap after we ate lunch. And then we took our dogs, fed them, and then we moved a bunch of furniture around in our living room. And I didn't film that because there was already so much stuff that we were like moving around that I didn't want to add my camera into the mix. So it's just, we moved 2 really big bookcases, all this stuff, like a ton of stuff got moved. But I thought I would like give you a slight update. My hair is being ridiculous because I had a hat on. But I thought I would give you an update, it's so tiny, on when The Reckoning comes. So I did figure out when I saved this book. So I had initially planned, I think, to do this book for this wedding themed vlog I was gonna do because my brother was getting married. He's already married. This happened 2 Octobers ago. And I was saving books on like Kindle Unlimited from the library, that were all wedding themed. And this was one of them. So this is set, and now that I've read a teeny bit, we're following Mira, who left Kipson, which is a very segregated area of the South. And something happened and she actually left Kipson because whatever happened, people would not stop asking her about it. We don't know what that was yet, but she has left Kipson. And she's been working. She kind of is very off the grid, quote unquote. She doesn't have social media. She is an unlisted phone number. The only number that is associated with her is a school number. And she gets a phone call to her school line. Sorry, my hair is bugging the crap out of me. To her school phone. And she's like, who is calling me? And she thinks maybe it's her principal. Sorry, I am still recovering from my breathing, like pulmonary stress test thing. So I've been coughing a lot today, like a little more than normal, even though I'm on my meds. So it's been a fun time. But she gets a call from her friend, it's on the back, Celine. And Celine is like, hey, I'm getting married. I really want you to come. And she's like, okay, weird. We haven't talked in years, but what? So the basis of this is that she'll be going back to Kipson. Bruni is trying to steal both my book and the bag I keep my camera in. That Mira is going to go back to Kipson for this wedding. So we know something had happened to her in the past in Kipson that pushed her to leave. And the opening of the book itself is like this beautifully haunting and equally horrifying like story. And you don't know if that's tied to the present or to possibly the past, but it was really well written. It was very creepy. Also my undercut is a bit grown out. And by a bit, I mean a lot. In the winter, I don't worry about it as much, but I just noticed this hair is like, doop. It's like sticking out funny. I'm so all over the place, sorry. But that's all I know so far. I just know Mira is going back to Kipson to go to Celine's wedding. And there's an interesting dynamic with her and Celine because Celine grew up poor and actually in the like black part of town where Mira had grown up. And Celine is white, Mira is black. And they have a mutual friend who has always been like, I don't like Celine. Like Celine gets on my nerves, like we can be friends, but also like I can be annoyed at Celine for like thinking she deserves more because, or like that the world has wronged her because she's a white woman, like a white girl in this part of town. And so it is interesting because Mira has found, or Celine has found a guy who's like rich and white and comes from like a rich family, like from Kipson. And so it's very interesting. And if I remember correctly, the wedding takes place at a plantation, which is also very weird. But I think that was why, in part one, I didn't have a ton of time, but also like it didn't really fit what I wanted for books like before the wedding. It was more I ran out of time, I think, but also like I was going to an upstate New York wedding for 2 pretty liberal people. So I was like, do I want to read this right now? So I had put it off, but I had saved it to read it at a later date. And so as soon as I started, I was like, I saved this for the wedding video and I didn't read it. Now, again, I did not read a ton for that video because if I remember, I really did not have a lot of time. So there are like a handful of books in there. But yeah, I'm not far enough to tell you what I think. I do think the writing is really, really well done. That like intro piece was so haunting. But I'm curious to see where it goes. I'm gonna probably read a tiny bit tonight. Krista is finishing up a football game I think I already said that, but I don't know if we're watching the one after that or not. Hi, Chloe. Chloe's here. She says hi. But yeah, so I'm probably gonna read a tiny bit, and that'll be the evening. I am drinking what I've been calling party Coke. It is Diet Coke / not name brand soda, but diet, with apple fireball in it. I tried it on a whim, and it was delicious. So I'm just having like a random one before I go to bed because I can, it's weekend. But what else? Oh, we tried the cinnamon roll. It was bad. So I do think that the bakery probably does make very good stuff. And it was very sweet of one of the owners to actually make Krista cinnamon roll to order. What I think is odd is the cinnamon rolls are served cold. And I don't, like cold / room temp, and they don't mention heating them. But the dough is pretty hard, so if you don't heat them like a little, you can't cut the dough. So we nuked the cinnamon roll for like 40 seconds. That was it. Just to like make it more pliable. And like, I thought it was too sweet, but I have slightly less of a sweet tooth than Krista, and like she took a bite of it and she was like, I don't want this. And I was like, oh no, because she was really excited about it. It was like strawberry crunch. So I had like strawberry jam, and it did come with 2 strawberries on top, but we didn't eat them. Like they had sat for a bit. They just seemed odd. It was strawberry jam. She called it a strawberry crunch coat, but it's really just like, it looked like a very fine strawberry sprinkle. Like it was very weird, and very sweet. And it just like was not appetizing, and it looked very weird like when we went to eat it, because you have to cut it. Like it was so big, and so like it was huge for the price. It like the size of it was good for the price, but like she did not want to eat it, and I was like, I did not like the bite I took, the tiny bite. So I don't know, I mean maybe we would try something else from there, but like the cinnamon rolls we had before were pretty good, but again we had to microwave them, even though you're not really supposed to, because the dough was very tough. And again, they sat, so, and we didn't eat them right away, and I did have to keep them in the fridge just to like keep them from the pets. Like the cats have a tendency to steal pastries. It's a whole thing. So like, I'm not saying it's anything against her, and it may just also be the flavor profile. Like it just may be too sweet for the both of us. But it was very odd that the macaroon almost like, that clip is so odd, because I'm sure that macaroon looked so gross, because when I bit it, I legitimately could not get my teeth through it. Like it took me so many attempts to even get that piece off, and it hurt the entire time. Like I felt like once I bit into it, it was like having taffy in my mouth. It was so weird. So yeah, I just don't know. And I know the macaroons were sitting, so it's possible they were just kind of like old, because they were open on Friday, and so maybe she made them in advance. Maybe they got too cold, maybe they got too stale, I don't know. My drink was fine. I liked the lavender, and she said she made the lavender syrup herself, which was cool. But like, I just don't know. I don't know that I would go back, because it was expensive. The 2 drinks were pretty small, and they were both $6. And there used to be a coffee shop in their store, and the coffee was better priced than that, and it was actually like a coffee shop that made drinks to order. So like, I don't know. Like I want to support a small business in our town, and I'm very worried they will go out of business, because they're also not in a good location. But like, it just was not pleasant. So like, maybe if they mix up the menu, we'll try something. I don't know. It was a little sad. Barbecue was great, but yeah, the pastries were sad. But I'm gonna go. I've been talking too long for about nothing. I've told you nothing really. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna read. And I will talk to you tomorrow, where we are watching football at some point, so I'll read during the game. Oh, hi, Glow. She says hi. Mom, get off your camera and pay attention to me. Okay. I will talk to you tomorrow, Grimalinos. Hello, Grimalinos. It is Sunday, almost evening. It's like 4:30. It has to be. There's a new football game on. So I haven't talked to you like at all this morning, but we slept in a little. Then we had like casual breakfast. Krista watched a few games off and on from like 1 until 4:25. But while she was doing that, and I also made us lunch, I read all of When the Reckoning Comes. I'd read like 10 pages yesterday, so I'm basically saying I read the whole thing today. So I'd already given you a brief kind of synopsis of what this book is about. So Mira does wind up going back to Kipson and this Woodburns plantation for this wedding, and it has been remodeled but also turned into a quote-unquote historical site. But what is odd about this historical site is, while most historical sites do have like, oh gosh, what are they called? not recreations. Oh my goodness. They talk about them all the time in this. It starts as an R. Reenactments. There we go. There are reenactments, but these reenactments are like so odd because there's a lot of like showing slaves at work, which is so strange to me because as a kid, I really wanted to go to Colonial Williamsburg, and we did go. It was very fun. But like there, they have like reenactments of things that would kind of fit in there, but it's more like what you would consider, I suppose, like, I forget how they qualified it or stated it, but you had a woman of color who was presented as like a woman making food for a home. And again, there's a lot of like couched language in all of that, especially while you're at those reenactments, but in these, the reenactments sound very odd. Okay. Like, oh, we just watched a man try and break a table because it's like a Bills thing and it didn't work. And oh, I'm very worried about this man's body. Oh, that went so badly. Anyway, so Mira does go back. Everything's been remodeled. But while she's like walking around seeing these reenactments, there's like a very weird reenactment where men are like digging a big hole. And she's like, what is going on? And like, it's just strange because Mira keeps thinking she hears things or sees things, and it's really throwing her off. Her friend Jesse is there, and he's like, no, Celine convinced me to come. Like, I'm here for the wedding too. I actually work here as one of the reenactors, because it's just like a job I had to get when I moved back to town. And we do eventually learn what happened when Mira was a child. Oh, I feel like I have to burp because I finished that soda. Okay, we're good. I drank a leftover zero sugar cherry Pepsi, and for some reason every time I drink them I burp so much and it's so awkward. But there was that hint that something had happened in their past at this Woodburns plantation before it was purchased, and we finally do learn what that is. We learn Jesse and Mira's involvement, how Celine like knew about what had happened but not exactly, and then we really wade into Mira having to confront the fact that she is in some capacity connected to Woodburns, but she's not exactly fully aware of how that connection works. A lot of this ties into the fact that her mom insists that there is a woman named Marceline that they are related to, but she doesn't know how or really anything about Marceline, and we don't really get a lot of direct connection of Mira and Marceline to this family, but Marceline does kind of appear as a character that Mira learns a bit about. The story is very sad. And it is definitely fiction, like a literary fiction. It's not entirely horror. There are elements of like ghosts and hauntings, and there are horrific moments, but those horrific moments are historically like actual events that could have happened, did happen. So I would say it is really literary fiction that is examining the horrors of human action and human behavior in connection to slavery and the South. Now, this is set in North Carolina, just so you know, they specify that eventually. So it's a sad book. It's a book that is confronting the history of America, but it is not horror. This is a fiction book that is using some aspects, like the idea of ghosts, as a way to examine the horrors of just America. If you liked The Reformatory, I think you would like this one. I'm trying to think, or vice versa. Like if you've read this one, you should read The Reformatory.
Did you tell them what we watched last night?
Oh no, I didn't. But yeah, so I did finish the book. Very proud of myself. We'll be moving on to the next book, but it's not in this room, so I'll show you it when I get to it. Last night we watched a literary connected show though called, what was it called?
The Truth About the Harry Kubert Affair.
Yes, it's from 2018. It popped up as a suggested for us. It was a 10 episode mini-series. Mm-hmm. See, I knew I was gonna burp again.
Basically seeing how many people can abuse and sexualize a 15-year-old girl. Yeah, it was a show. It was too long for what it was. So you have two corresponding timelines. One is 1975, right? And then we're also in like 2006 and then eventually 2008. 2008 is like the primary plot, where, oh my God, what was his name? Patrick Dempsey.
No. The guy who's like
Marcus
there.
Goldman?
Yeah, Marcus Goldman goes to stay with his former professor, who's played by Patrick Dempsey, and is Harry Kubert.
Kubert.
Yeah, it looks like Kubert. We kept saying Kubert, and then they're like, Kubert. And Kubert is a famous novelist, but it seemed like he's only ever written 2 books. And they get into how it is odd that he is a famous novelist at a certain point. But he is charged with the murder of a young woman named Nola, who was 15 in the summer of, well, yeah, still summer, it was August.
August of 75.
Yes, in 75. And he's being charged in 2008. And then we are following as Goldstein, right? That was his name. I keep wanting to call him Joe Goldberg because of the gold. Yeah. So the student is investigating everything and trying to prove that Harry is innocent. And as we're following this, we learn a great deal about how messed up this town is. And the true connection between Nola and the novel he has written, Mr. Kubert, and other people in town. It was too long. Like, they keep taking you on this, like, who could have done it? Who could have killed Nola? And it takes so long. And then literally the final episode just, like, tells you everything in, like, 10 minutes. Like, oh, this is exactly what happened. You're welcome. And, like, you have to sit through hours for just to be told that. And I was like, oh, good Lord. But it was book themed. It's based on a book. But yeah, we just watched it on a whim because it got suggested. But I need to take the dogs out and feed them dinner. So I'm gonna go do that, and then I will check in when I start my next book, and hopefully I won't burp as much because I won't be drinking this soda. It's just this soda. I don't know what it is. But I'm gonna go. So I'll talk to you later this evening, dear Gremolinos. Hello, Gremolinos. It is an odd day. I'm waiting for 2 deliveries that I think are both coming from FedEx. But it's a weird day. I did not know it was supposed to snow, and it's snowing. And it's supposed to be our trash day, and our trash hasn't been picked up, which makes me wonder if the guys who drive the trash trucks are the guys who drive the snow plows, because no plows have come by either. So I'm just, like, confused. It's just a weird day. And then, like, I got a weird text, not a bad weird text, but like a text I wasn't expecting, and then I was confused. So it's just a weird day. It is my lunch break. I planned to actually talk to you before this, but I was exhausted when I got up this morning, and Chris had to go to work really early. So I actually went back to sleep for a little bit, because I had time. And then I like popped into work, got ready, did all that very quickly. And I had thought one of the deliveries, because I didn't realize they were both FedEx, would be here. I'm expecting coffee. And if you don't know, I like won a contest where I get a free bag of coffee from Joffrey's every month. And that started in October. So I'm getting a free bag, and it hasn't shown up yet. So we're just gonna film right now. I may just show you the coffee tomorrow. I don't know. I am wearing my Robin shirt and my Eddie ring and this mood ring that feels very Robin to me, because I had planned, I normally film like a little, I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. I normally film like a little video for my Instagram when the coffee comes, because like I want it and I think it's fun to like show off this like free bag of coffee. But yeah, so it is my lunch break. It's just very odd. I may have to like not act, so I'm taking my lunch break, but I may have to not take it. Like I basically marked that I'm away for 5 minutes, so I can update you really fast, and then if it is my lunch break, I'll just like deduct that from my lunch break. It's weird. The text I got was weird, not bad, just unexpected. I should have expected it and I didn't. Chloe last night like woke up at 3:30 and like was panting a bunch and then like fell back asleep, but like it took her like 20 to 30 minutes before she like got up, moved around, and was able to go back to bed. And I mentioned it to Krista, and she was like, oh, she was like, she's kind of acting funny this morning, like I wanted her to get in at the vet, but like I got a text from the vet's office and I didn't get a text or a call or anything from Krista, so I had no idea anything was going on. Because like our vet is in town, but like sometimes they're really hard to get into. So I was just like, I don't know. I'm confused because the appointment, according to the text, is this afternoon, but late in the afternoon when I may or may not be able to move my lunch to, which is why I was like, I'm gonna mark that I'm away for 5 minutes, because I was just like, I'll do this, and then I can deduct and not take it. It's a whole thing. Oh, look, my phone is ringing. See, maybe I'll know more. I'll know more in a second. Hold on. Okay, hi, I now know what's going on. I am using that 5 minutes to my advantage. I already like discussed all of this with my manager, so I'm taking a brief break. I am allowed a tiny break because I'm also gonna have to grab something to eat at my desk. But we are taking Chloe to the vet at 3:40. Yes, 3:40. So I will, or 3:30, I don't, somewhere in there, but we're gonna take her and then that will be the appointment. And then I'm coming back to work after, but Krista will just be at home. She has a history of upper respiratory infection, so they want to make sure that she's not getting one. But I was so confused, like so confused. But Krista called when I texted and was like, did you need me to move my lunch? Like, what do you need me to do? So that's what we're doing. Chloe is not a huge fan of the vet, so it's normally better if both of us go. So that's the setup for that. But I did want to tell you very briefly about how far I am. I read some yesterday of Gothic Town, I think is the actual title. Yeah, so Gothic Town by Emily Carpenter. This was a Kindle gift. I've never been gifted a Kindle book before, like ever. So I was a little thrown. This is following Billy, her husband, Peter, and their daughter, Meredith, who is like in kindergarten. And they are, it's set post 2020, but Billy had a restaurant that did close, and she gets this odd email that is like, hey, come to, I keep calling it the wrong, Juliana, Georgia, and we will give you a house for $100, like any house you want, basically, and you can build your business, and like we will give you money to like start building so we can revitalize our community. And after a bunch of research and talking to people, they do wind up, the entire family moves from New York City to Juliana. And at the start of this book, we are introduced to the idea that something truly horrific has happened in Juliana. I have not read the plot synopsis because it's very odd to do on Kindle for me, and I just typically don't. And it's been a while since, I don't know why I added this. Maybe it sounded interesting. I don't know. I don't know why this was on that list, except I maybe thought it sounded interesting at some point and just added it. But we learn that there were a number of deaths that the town believed were like positive for them. Like they were unintentional deaths, but then the town seemed to thrive. And now the town kind of worships Juliana, who is the dead daughter of the town, one of the town's founders. She died well before Juliana was built. But he, in his mind, somehow was like, well, it's named after Juliana and these deaths happened, so obviously we worship Juliana now, which is a choice. So we're following Billy and things are not going well. The town is like, it seems nice at first, but her husband seems to be going a bit batty. He can't sleep. He's having weird dreams. They're all having weird dreams, but his are horrifying. There are hints that he may not be the only person who has had these same dreams. And we get little like glimpses at other events from the past that have happened in the town. The book so far to me is fine, but it does feel a touch heavy-handed, in that I keep getting like bombarded with the names of people where I'm like, I don't need to know all the people in this town. They're telling you so many names and I'm like, I don't need to know all of you. But there's a lot of people mentioned. And then because of what's going on with Billy and her husband, a man is introduced pretty early who is like of a founding family, and he has taken an interest in Billy. And when you get views into some of the other things that have occurred in the past, this starts to feel very odd. And the fact that they keep mentioning that like, oh, well, you see, the founding families kind of like couple up with these like new people in town, and everyone has been single so far except Billy and her family. And so I'm like, okay, but we keep talking about coupling up and this man is definitely flirting with her and she's having issues with her husband. So it's just like, that felt a bit heavy-handed to me, in that trouble suddenly arose, there's already a man around, and then of course there was like a moment between the two of them. And so like that's going on. We're getting like haunted stuff and lore, and everyone is having dreams and visions of children and women and like some odd nightmares. And there's this setup that there was gold, but now no one thinks there was gold. It's a lot. I do at this point feel like it's taking a longer time than I expected to like reveal things to Billy. She has hit the point where she's like trying to learn what she can, but she's also like upset. Like she's kind of like a touch unhinged at this point. But she's trying to figure out like what's up with her house. And what's strange is they weren't going to sell this specific house to her. This was not actually part of the plan for houses, but she convinced them to give her the house. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. And we have all of that. But then what bothers me a little is very early in the book, we are aware of the idea that death will assist the town. And at a certain point, her daughter, who is again 6, I think maybe 6, but she says like reads above her level. She comes up to her mom and is like, you should name your new restaurant Lottery. And her mom's like, why? And she's like, oh, I saw it in a book. And then she thinks her daughter is talking about like the land lottery, like how land was distributed in Georgia. And I'm like, darling, she's obviously talking about the lottery, like the lottery in which like there are sacrifices made for the benefit of the town. Like you have to, why don't you know what she's talking about? Like I was just like, okay. So like that was a very heavy foreshadowing to Billy, that I was like, Billy, this feels intentional. This feels like you are intentionally like, huh? But I was like, that's so strange. But like I am enjoying it. The setup of Georgia. What's wild to me is this also mentions the Civil War and starts at the Civil War, and When the Reckoning Comes is also pre and then slightly post Civil War focused in the discussion of history. And I'm like, I don't even care that much about the Civil War as a topic. I did have to take some classes about the Civil War. My mom loves the Civil War as like a historical topic, but I was like, this is a lot of Civil War. Like I did not anticipate this at all. But it's fine. I personally would not have purchased this book, and I do feel bad that it wound up on that wish list a little bit because I did not remember it was there. And so I'm not complaining. Like it is very nice to have received this book. It's always weird to me to get like a digital book. Like that's what's throwing me off too. Like digital books to me are like a thing you read for like on KU. I don't know. My brain is so strange. Like I'm very sure it showed that it was a Kindle book in the listing. Because I'm sure I saved this from the, like while I was in Kindle. And so it would have defaulted to the Kindle option, but like, it's so odd to me to gift a Kindle book for me personally. Also just imagine that I am a Luddite sometimes. So like, it's just odd to me that this is a gift. Like I keep expecting that I'm going to finish it and return it to Kindle, which I'm not. It was purchased for me, but it's like throwing me off because it very much reads to me like a book I would read on Kindle, be done with, and return. That's like, and it's not helped by the fact that it is a Kindle book. So yeah, it is fine so far. I just think Billy is being a bit obtuse, especially because of the lottery reference so early in this book. But that's fine. That's fine. She's a busy lady who may not know the literature of, it's Shirley Jackson, right? Yeah. Maybe that's just a me thing. But yeah, so I need to go. I need to grab some kind of food very fast to eat at my desk. And then I'll take my actual lunch later today. Today's gonna be very weird. It's also very snowy, which is not great. I know I already mentioned that, but I'm gonna go. I'm only halfway through the book, so we'll see how it all ties up. I have a sneaking suspicion I know how it's gonna end. Just as an aside to you, based on how things are going so far. But we shall see. Yeah, I will not spoil the ending, of course, but I'll let you know if my thoughts on the ending. But again, I have to go. So I will talk to you sometime later today. I don't even know when. I'll let you know how Chloe is, actually. I'll let you know how the vet goes after work, of course, because I'm going to be way too busy when I get back. But yeah, I gotta go. So talk to you sometime later today. Good morning. I'm talking over very loud coffee making. I'm still using my Stranger Things mug. But this is the coffee I got yesterday. It's Cinnamon Twist. It's really good. It tastes like a cinnamon cookie. It's very delicious. I'm very glad this was what they picked. But it's a cute little like cookie wearing little scarf. Okay, so that's my free coffee for the month. It will be my go-to for all of January or until it runs out. Okay, so that's the coffee. And we're gonna head upstairs because I have a book update for you. So see you upstairs. My coffee, Gremolinos. All right, Gremolinos. I know I'm slightly out of frame, but I have for you Gothic Town, which I finished yesterday. I already told you a lot of it, so behold the cover. So the ending did surprise me in a way I did not like. So I did guess some parts of it. Like there were a couple of things that I did guess pretty easily, just because it seemed so obvious that that's what they were doing. And so I did guess some stuff, but the actual ending is, it was underwhelming. And it kind of firmly places the book into the realm of like fiction, using horror to discuss a real quote unquote topic. Cause we don't, I did not read the acknowledgements or anything. I don't believe this is connected to like a real event in history, but it created a historical tragedy and then used the idea of horror to discuss that tragedy, but horror itself was not the like key overarching theme once you finish the book. I don't want to spoil it for you. I think some people will really enjoy it, but like the ending really just like did it. Like I was just like, no thank you. I was not a huge fan of the ending. I actually was hoping for like, I was just hoping for something more like vengeance-y, like revenge-y with the ghosts, and that doesn't happen. So that's a tiny spoiler. But like stuff is happening. It gets very action-packed for part of the ending, but then it's just like not action-y. It's just tying everything up for you. And I was underwhelmed, admittedly. I like the concept. Oh, my battery needs charge. I like the concept a lot. I just like, I don't think it just didn't do it for me. I wanted it to be actual like horror, and it's definitely literary fiction. Again, with like a horror bent to pull in more readers, I think. So while my battery's dying, I'm just gonna let you know the next book we are going to be reading is a sapphic romantic mystery called Out to Get Her by Lee Landry. Krista got this for me. It is set in Louisiana, so we're staying in the South still. But this will be the next book that I'm reading. Krista has an unplanned court tonight, so she will be out late. I'm going to try and read some during lunch, and then I'll read some after work. So we'll hopefully be able to get this one done so I can get to the final book. I'm trying to like speed through this vlog because Winterween is coming up on Friday, and I want to get this video posted before then. So yeah, but I gotta go. I gotta charge this battery. And I'm moving on to a sapphic romantic mystery. I almost said sapphic romance. I mean, close enough. All right. Talk to you when I have charged battery and some reading updates, Gremolinos. Hello, it's the end of my lunch break and I am halfway through Out to Get Her. So I thought I'd give you an update now while I'm still wearing my fun Harley and Ivy kind of Valentine's-y Pride Month sweatshirt. Mostly because after work I have to take out the dogs, feed the dogs, shovel the sidewalk around our house because I haven't done that yet. Our driveway is good. It's just I didn't do the sidewalk yesterday and I need to do it after work. I won't have time before then. And then I also need to shower. So I have a number of things I have to do after work. And then I'll be able to read more after I complete all of those things, but I'll have my pajamas on and stuff by the time I update you again. Hopefully with a finished book tonight. I think it's possible. This is not, like this is a really quick read. So far we have met Erin and Samantha. So Erin has moved back to her hometown in Louisiana, Etta, because I'm gonna put the book down, but this is the book, because her grandfather has died and she is entrusted with his estate. She was basically raised by her grandfather from like 12 years old on, and she has come to his house. She's staying in the house. She also has to take care of his bird, and while she's there, a number of odd things are occurring. So she gets into town and there's been a fire, and apparently in this town she was accused of a slight bit of arson, and so the owner of the restaurant thinks it may have been her, even though it's pretty impossible that it was. And then we're also following Samantha, who is a police officer in Etta. She's recently divorced and she is attracted to women, which is important because Erin has always been attracted to women, but she doesn't know that Samantha is until this book. So she is investigating this arson case on top of trying to run for, oh gosh, it's not sheriff, chief of police. Chief of police. And while the events of this book are going on, there is a day where Erin comes home from running some errands, getting some paperwork concerning her grandfather's death, and she finds a body in the bathtub. And this man is obviously dead. She then has to call the police. Samantha comes. It's definitely a murder. So a murdered person is in a bathtub in her house. And she's like, I don't really, like, I know who that guy is kind of, because like I used to live here, but like I don't know why he's in this house. And so they can tell that he like broke into the house, but no one has any idea why. And they're trying to figure out who even could have killed him, or like who had a good motive. So right now we're still investigating both cases, which may, based on the cozy mystery factor, they're going to be connected. Anytime there are two different things going on in a cozy mystery, they're normally tied together. So the arson is presumably somehow connected to this death. And so the two of them are investigating. At the halfway point that I've gotten to, the two have determined that they actually do kind of have feelings for each other, even if just like crush feelings at this point. So we have that romantic relationship possibly budding. We have both investigations, and we have the sheriff's chief of police race. So technically the election will not happen until it seems like the end of the book. They say it's in a week. We're at the halfway point, so I'm assuming end of book. And Samantha is very sure she's going to lose. So that is really where we are right now. We have met various characters around town. It is a cozy small town where everyone knows each other, so that is playing into it. Everyone knows each other. No one can really keep a secret. Everyone kind of knows everyone's business. So I am enjoying it so far. I'm not a huge fan of birds, but there is a bird. And we just got introduced to Dexter the pug, who is very cute. I appreciate an animal in a cozy mystery. It's always very fun. I'm not the biggest fan of birds. I love them for other people. Other people I know love having birds. I just not a huge fan. Also, my in-laws had a gray parrot that was living with Kristen and I for a while. Like, it's a whole thing. But at one point, the four of us were all in the same house, and so their pets were all in the house, including two birds, one of whom is fine. He's a little guy, but they have a African gray, and he's evil. So, like, he is not a kind bird. He's an attack bird. Like, he will attack people. And so I was terrified of him the entire time he was in the house, and he was just, ugh. So I don't have fond memories of birds. But I am enjoying the book so far. The next update should definitely be when I finish the book. Just expect me to be, like, in bed in pajamas when that happens, and possibly with wet hair. Just a lot of things I have to knock out while Krista is at her night court tonight. Most of it's pretty easy stuff, but I want to get it done before she gets home, and then I'll like make us some kind of quick dinner. I have an idea. I'm gonna run it past her. We have some like fried Chinese-y style chicken stuff. I think it's supposed to be sweet and sour chicken, so I might make that for dinner just because it's easy and I can make it while she's on her way home. But yeah, that is, I think, everything for you for now. I'm drinking lots of coffee, mostly because I'm a little cold. But also the coffee is really good, the cinnamon twist coffee. But yeah, but I will talk to you later tonight, Gremolinos, when I finished Out to Get Her. Actually, I forgot something. I literally just thought about this. So I'm not leaving you in suspense about Chloe. We did take her to the doctor yesterday, and the doctor actually said her lungs sounded good. And they're like, yeah, it's not really an upper respiratory infection. I still think she has a runny nose, but like, I guess they don't really give dogs anything for that. But they were saying like she seemed perfectly fine, but she had gained weight. So they were like, she may have gained weight too quickly. Like, it's a whole thing. So they're having blood work done. So they're doing like a gamut of tests. They took blood yesterday. They're doing a urine and a fecal too, which is very standard for animals. So Chloe just has all those tests in, and we won't know anything till Wednesday. So I don't have anything to tell you besides like they did some tests, and we'll find out Wednesday if like the concern is that like the weight they had on file was lower by like a considerable amount than the weight she is now, and it shouldn't have been really. But they're not sure if it's like a thyroid thing, or perhaps she's just not like maybe her food is too fatty for her and we need to switch her to a different dog food, or it could be something else. Like, we have no idea. So they like, she's been acting totally normal except for that like not breathing super great and like panting a lot last 2 nights ago. But last night she slept through the night completely, no issue. She's been totally fine. She's been eating fine, drinking fine, all the things fine. So we honestly don't know. So we'll have an update for you sometime tomorrow. So I'll let you know before the end of this video, but I just realized I never told you what happened with the vet visit. But yeah, she's just been like resting. She was great at the vet. Everyone thought she was very sweet. But yeah, we just like, we have no idea. And I think some of it is the weight they had on file was wrong, which is not ideal. But like, we can't confirm that. So they were like, we should do tests. Also, Chloe is a large breed dog, so typically she's about to turn 6 on Friday. So large breed dogs are more prone to a number of issues, and so they were like, oh, we should do blood work anyway. So we just don't know anything. But they said we'll probably have to do like routine blood with we should probably be doing routine blood work with her, just because she is getting older for a large breed dog, even though she's pretty tiny. She's still a large breed dog. So yeah, we're just gonna wait and see. They're gonna call Krista sometime tomorrow, they said, and they said even if they can't get a hold of her because she's pretty busy, they'll just leave a really detailed message so we can like call them back and figure out what we're doing or if we need to do anything. So yeah, it's just very up in the air. Like, we have no idea. And like, she's been acting totally fine. So that's the weird part. Like, she doesn't, the only thing that came up is she was like possibly too hot, but I really think her nose was running, but she was totally fine last night. So I have no idea. But I just thought I would let you know. I'm not like leaving you, is it tenterhooks? Like on tenterhooks? I don't think anyone uses that phrase anymore. But I'm not like leaving you in suspense intentionally. We just don't know anything right now. But I will let you know. Now the next update you'll get is when I finish this book. So yeah, so talk to you sometime tonight, Gremolinos. Whew. All right, it is well after work at this point. I probably look a bit like a raccoon, but I am tired. I got done with work, I took out the dogs, I read some, I showered, and I was able to finish Out to Get Her. So as the story evolves, because we are in New Orleans, actually Louisiana, the character was previously in New Orleans. That's right, there's a piece of hair poking me in the ear. So because this is Louisiana, there is at a certain point in the book a hurricane, and the hurricane plays into the plot a lot because it sets up like a confined setting. More clues are located that makes it very, very apparent that that a lot of things are connected in the town. We get into sort of a very like deep criminal underbelly. There are big surprises. There are some twists in regards to a few characters. And then we do get a very sweet romantic element at the end of the story. So I did very much enjoy it. The story did surprise me because they did do some very twisty things that I wasn't expecting with certain characters. It is a cozy mystery that you cannot, I think, solve alongside the characters. Just because there's like stuff that's revealed very close to the end that you wouldn't guess. So that's just my like one aside. It's one of those ones where you're just like following the characters. It's not really a solve along kind of situation in terms of plot, but I did still very much enjoy this. She's written a few other books, so I would definitely check them out at a later date. I have so many books right now. You'll understand because so many themed vlogs. Oh, my voice is going for some reason. I started coughing a lot. Oh, right, and I shoveled. That was the other thing I did before I showered. And I was super tired after I shoveled. And yeah, so I'm just tired in general. I have a super busy day tomorrow. So I am going to try and read tonight, but I don't know that I'll be talking to you until like end of my day tomorrow, maybe my lunch break, just because I have to present a few times during the day, for some stuff. So I'll be pretty busy, but I did want to let you know that I'm moving on to the last book, which is Requiem for a Mouse. And the only reason I have this book is this cat on the cover. You can block my face. Can you do it? Can you focus? Not on me, on the cat. So tricky. I'm trying not to be visible and then I can't check the camera. Oh, it did focus. Okay, so the cat on the cover looks exactly like Binks. I completely forgot though that I have read a book in this series. So this is where is it? A Cat in the Stacks mystery. I read the first book in this series. This is like book 16 or 17. 16. This is book 16. I'm hoping I'll be fine. Cozy mysteries, you can normally jump in and out. There's normally an overarching plot, but you can typically pick up any in the series and you'll be okay. But we're following Charlie Harris and his Maine Coon Diesel. And for whatever reason, on the first book, the cat kind of looks like a Maine Coon, but more like a Maine Coon mix. Like, it almost looks like our cat Salem, but if she was stripy. This is legitimately a Maine Coon cat. And his face is just so Binks-like that I had to get it. And so I almost bought it at the bookstore, but I was like, like Christmas was coming. And so I literally sent a photo of this to my mom. And I was like, if you're looking for Christmas gifts, please give me this book. And she and my dad found it. I'm very sure they did not pay full price for this. They should. I hope they didn't. I hope they had like a coupon or they found it at a half-price bookstore, because I was like, ah! And I'm so excited. I have to take a photo of this cover with Binks so that you can like understand. I'll show them together before this vlog is over, but this is the last book of the vlog. So I'll be reading this. We have some fun plans tomorrow night that I'm going to show you. They're at-home plans, so it'll be cute, like cutesy. I was going to say cute and cozy, and it came out cutesy, which I suppose is a word. But this one, it's a cozy mystery. There's a wedding coming up, and I'm gonna guess, oh, and a woman winds up in the hospital. So there we go. And Charlie and Diesel have to solve the mystery. I am very excited to read this though. It's so cute. I told you, I love an animal in a cozy mystery. And like a Maine Coon that looks like Binks, even though Binks has been, oh my gosh, Binks has been full of evil recently. He was like, he keeps climbing up on this like dresser set we have that's pretty tall, but like our TV's on it. And for some reason he has been obsessed with the DVD player that's underneath the TV, but it's like under like a flag. Like there's stuff covering it. And he's been like obsessed with opening it, pulling the disc out, like all this stuff. So I had to move everything away from him. Like I legitimately like took figures off of it so he couldn't knock them down anymore. He was like knocking these really cool Stranger Things figures over that we have like constantly, and I was afraid they were gonna get broken. And then today I had to literally flip the DVD player around so he can't push the buttons because he just kept opening it. So I don't know, he's in a snit. I don't know what's up with him, but he is. And also it's not like he's fixed, so it's not like this is like a thing, like he's just like riled up because he's an unfixed male cat. No, he's been fixed for a very long time. He's just being ridiculous. I don't know. But yes, so I am going to take a photo of him with this book at some point, but I am excited to read this. I just completely forgot I had read the first book in the series, and I read it in 2024. I did a vlog where I read, like, I forget what books I read in that vlog, but I did read the first one. And I remember liking it. It was a little different than I expected because I thought Charlie was a woman and Charlie is a man. And I had never read like a cozy specific mystery where the main character is a guy. I'd read the Cat Who mysteries, but those aren't really cozies. They're cozy-ish, but I don't consider them cozies exactly. And that one does follow a guy with cats. But yeah, so I'm gonna read some of this tonight. I do not know what time Krista's getting home. We are doing like fake Chinese food. It's just like frozen sweet and sour style chicken, and we have sweet and sour sauce and we have rice, but I'm not gonna make that until she calls me because she's about 20 minutes away, I think is what she told me, and she has to go to work. Like she has like a whole thing she has to do before she can come home, so I won't start that till later. I may have to get a snack because I'm kind of hungry. But yeah, I think that's it for now. I will update you when I have updates on Requiem for a Mouse, when I can, because again, tomorrow is wildly busy, so I don't know when I'll be able to update you, but I will at some point. And then you'll get to do like, you'll get to see our little date night at home. Also, I'm wearing this like oversized fleecy sweatshirt thing because I was really cold and now I'm just tired. But yeah, see, told you, tired. Oh gosh. Okay, I need to head downstairs. I just thought I would fill you in on things, and I will talk to you sometime tomorrow, gremlins. Hello, gremlinos. It is the end of my workday. I'm so tired. I had 2 presentations to give, a ton of other stuff to do. I'm very worn out. Though, during my lunch break, I was able to finish reading Requiem for a Mouse. I read most of this last night while Krista and I were watching TV, so I'm just going to recap like the whole thing because I know I didn't really talk to you about it. The wedding that's mentioned on the back doesn't really come into play, so I'm guessing the wedding is in the next book. There is a teaser, but I decided not to read it because that book's not going to be out for a little while. So in this, we're following Charlie, who is like about retiree age. I feel like he lives in like sort of a bachelor boarding house. There are like 3 guys. Yeah, 3 guys are living there, though 2 of them are a couple. And there's like a woman who takes care of the house. And so it's sort of a boarding house kind of ish, since someone like provides meals and cooks and cleans for them kind of typically. He works at the local university library in the archives department and like archives and rare books. He works 3 days a week, which is why I'm like, I think he's kind of like retiree status, and has Diesel the cat, and in this one also has another cat named Ramses. But Diesel is a Maine Coon, which is why I picked up the first book in this series ages ago, and why this cover stood out to me so much, because again, that's a Maine Coon kitty. Diesel vaguely helps solve the crimes, a bit less than like Coco in the Cat Who series. Diesel is normally there to like give like feelings towards people. He growls at untrustworthy people and is like very kind and cuddly to people who are not. He's kind of just like a cute addition to the book. And while Charlie is doing most of the investigating, he brings Diesel along all the time. In this, there's a woman named Tara who is brutally injured, and this does become a murder mystery because it's a cozy mystery. Typically they're murder mysteries. It does become a murder that has to be solved, and it's a very complex because they're not sure Tara is who— oh, I have a cat toy coming under my door. They're not sure Tara is who she says she is, and they're also not really sure who would be after her because no one really knows anything about Tara. She hasn't been in town for very long, and she's been very, very discreet, I will say, about her life. she's given odd addresses, and really no one knows why someone would go after her. So the case is pretty broad to begin with, because they're trying to figure out like who would want anything to do with this woman, like what is going on. There's a round of like stolen, like this odd stolen phone situation going on that kind of plays into the plot a bit. But really it is just Charlie trying to figure out who Tara is, why Tara was targeted, and who could have done it. We also learn about some other people who may be in town and are connected, which is typically the case in a cozy mystery. It's normally either, it's often someone that you've just been introduced to or is not a standing, like a typical character, and there are not many new characters added in this book. So it is fun to follow. You do kind of pick up on things, interestingly, a bit faster than Charlie if you're paying attention. At least I thought that was the case. There are some things that are kind of drawn out and you're like, there's gonna be something. I did enjoy reading it. I think it's a cute book series. It's not like my go-to cozy mystery series. I do find it like cute. There are cute elements, but it's not one that I would gravitate toward consistently. I feel like if Diesel maybe did a bit more in the solving of the cases, I would really, really gravitate towards this series. But I've read so many other series where an animal is involved and they're like kind of a helper, where I've connected with the main character a bit more. It's not this main character's fault. It's just he's now engaged, but he was a single older man who's a widow. That's why I'm very sure he's retiree age, because he's not a young man, and he has grown children. And I've read some where it's a woman who is older, and I've related to those a bit more. I think the downside for this is that I'm just not attaching to Charlie as much as I would like. I am going to cough. Sorry, my asthma, hot mess right now. But I did finish it, which means I finished all the books that I chose to read for this books I got for Christmas, which really this is it. Again, Krista bought me a number of like holiday romance books that were like Christmas, but came very early and I've already read them. So those would have counted if she had not given them to me before Christmas so I could read them in December. So these are just books that I received on or around Christmas, excluding the Sapphic mystery. One sec. Sorry, I like super had to cough and it was going to be unpleasant. The Sapphic mystery that I read before this, Out to Get Her, that one came like around the same time as like Krista gave it to me around the same time that she gave me the holiday romance books. Actually a bit before that. It was closer to my birthday, if I remember correctly. But I had saved it for another vlog and I've decided to not I decided to bump it up because it was still a gift, and to round this vlog out at 4 books because I'd already read the comics and like the graphic novels that I got, and so I just decided not to include them in here. But yeah, so that's the books. But I do want to show you what we're doing tonight because Krista got me this like it's basically like a charcuterie box, and it came today, and so we're doing like charcuterie for dinner with this like fancy meats, cheeses, spreads thing. I think it's called Appy Hour. I don't know. I hadn't heard of it. But she saw it and thought it would be fun to try. So we're doing that tonight and I want to show it to you. So you'll get to see that and our charcuterie board, which was a Christmas gift. My mom sent it to us. So I'll also show you that because it's very funny. And we'll just like end the vlog with that. But that's all the books. So show you the food, we'll close out the video, and then the next vlog is going to be Winterween, because that starts on Friday. And I am going to have to work on getting this video prepped and ready to go on Thursday because I'll probably post it then, I think, maybe, which gives me very tight turnaround. I'll probably have to do it like before work, which is doable, just it's a very tight turnaround. But yeah, so I'm gonna go because dogs. And oh, we have an update on Chloe. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. So this is the update. I'm going to tell you that the vet said it is the most positive update we could get of the things he thought it could be. So Chloe does have a thyroid issue, which was kind of what Krista and I were thinking once they were like explaining like, well, that's a lot of weight to gain and also like that might be what it is. But she had had a blood test previously. It wasn't even last year. Krista actually said it was, or it was last year, but yeah, it would have been last year. Duh, it's 2026. She had a blood test done, but they apparently didn't do a thyroid one because they didn't think it was an issue based on her weight at the time. So they are now going to brain. They did the thyroid one this time because he was like, that weight gain makes me think we should run the thyroid test. So they did run that. And between June and now, her thyroid has basically stopped functioning, which can happen and is like, it's very low, like basically not doing anything, which is not great for her right now. But thyroid issues in, I don't know if it's breed specific, but like large breed dogs, it can happen. And it can just kind of happen like suddenly, like the thyroid can just like stop functioning correctly. And again, I don't know if I mentioned it in here, but Krista did have a dog named Belle, who was a huge sweetie. She had a thyroid problem for a very long time. And so she was on thyroid medicine basically her entire life. She sadly passed away very young, from an unrelated, thing. She had bone cancer and she did die. So I only got to like live with Belle for a little while, even though Belle loved me and she was very sweet. But the benefit of Belle having had that thyroid issue then is that Krista knows like what to look out for and kind of the process for it. So she will start medication today. The vet has already given it to Krista. She already has it. She is not going to be able to come home for lunch for the foreseeable future. So she's just bringing it home with her after work. She used her now shortened lunch break to get the medicine and go back to work. And he said that was fine. So she'll start medicine today, and then every 6 weeks she'll be going to the vet so they can check her levels, I think is what they're called. And so they'll like draw blood and they'll do tests to verify. So it won't be like incredibly cheap. We won't be running as many tests. We were running a number of tests, but she will have blood drawn every 6 weeks for, I think like a 6-month period is what Krista said, somewhere in there. And then we should be good. She does know what to look out for in case the dosage is incorrect. There are some like noticeable physical things that can occur that you have to keep an eye out for. So she knows all that. She's very knowledgeable on this particular topic. And the vet did say, and he said that actually having her on the medicine will be very beneficial for her overall, because it ensures that her thyroid will be functioning better than even most dogs. Because once you put them on medication, the thyroid functions at its best level. And typically, I think even for humans, your thyroid is not always functioning at like peak level. But yeah, so he said it would be very good for her. But he said right now she's probably been pretty sore. The downside of having a Rottie is they are considered stoic breeds. And that means when they're in pain, they don't really showcase it. Like they don't show that they're in pain. They'll actually hide that they're in pain and just kind of act like everything is normal. So it's very hard to spot if something is wrong. But thankfully, she will be on medicine and she will be fine. But that starts today. I did say I would give you an update. It was just kind of a long-winded update, but it is something good. Everything else that he said besides her thyroid, everything else was great. Her liver was running into a bit of an issue because of the lack of function from the thyroid. I think is what Krista said. But he said once she's on the medication and the thyroid is actually like doing what it's supposed to, that should all level out and she should be fine. But like beyond that slight additional thing that is tied to the thyroid, he said all of her blood work was good. So she's very healthy except for her thyroid suddenly deciding that it doesn't want to work. So yeah, but we have an update. It's very positive. And she starts meds tonight. But that's your update on Chloe. Again, she's totally fine, but if you could send her like little positive vibes, virtual hugs, all the things, I will let her know that you're doing that, my dear Grandma knows. But yeah, but I will show you dinner. We'll actually close out the vlog. But yeah, I did promise you an update and I didn't want to forget. So I will see you at dinner. Ta-da! Charcuterie in bed. We have some meats. We have some cherries. We have a lot of cheeses. Some jams, an apple butter, some crackers. The cats are very interested. Also, yes, Binks is wearing this because he has been jumping up a bunch and it's supposed to reduce his desire to jump. He just looks very silly because he's such a floofy cat. I say. Salem is very annoyed that we're interrupting her sleeping time. But yes, this is the stuff. And then you can't really see it, but this charcuterie board is from Ohio Mom. And it says, it actually says charcuterie board. It's very cute. But I put cheese on it already. But yeah, so let's flip this around. Doo-doo-doo. Hi, I'm here. There we go. That is the end of the video. We're gonna eat stuff. Yeah, Binks got hit in the head trying to take Goose's tiny piece of meat. But yeah, this is the end of the video. We are gonna eat. I'm gonna grab us some wine, and that's gonna be our evening. So that is it. I will see you in the Winterween vlog, Gremlinos. Bye!